Good morning. I gotta pull my hair back yet. Hi everyone. It's art time. It's been a while since it's been art time. How am I doing today? I'm doing well. I woke up and thought about going for a bike ride and then thought, nah. Actually, I decided it last night. But I did wake up at my normal wake-up time and thought about having coffee early and, like, being ready with my day. And then I thought, nah. And then I went back to bed for an hour. Sappy says, I hope it's not icy there. It kind of is. I don't know how icy. I mean, I've seen people drive around the street, so I know it's not terrible. Or maybe it is and they're just making poor decisions. But Apple Weather says it's icy. But I haven't really, like, looked around on the news site or anything to see exactly what the actual stuff is outside, because I have no plans to leave the house today. I'm just cleaning off this palette of all of this purple from 2 weeks ago. What I need to start doing is figure out how I'm going to seal this when I'm done against, like, water and sand and anything that would be used to clean it. I have not done that research. I need to. This is why my hair needs to get pulled back. Steffi says, I was shocked to see white. If there was any sort of snow that came down, I sure didn't see it. I was not up early enough, or it was not exactly in our part of town. I don't know. Because I know it was supposed to be more snow towards the Virginia line. Alright, let's pull this hair back so I don't get it in any purple. We got a coating. I'm just gonna do this loop bun, just so it's out of my way. Wait, if you have no plans to leave the house, aren't... Oh, I am leaving the house later. Shoot, I have plans tonight. Plans that involve me running to the store to get wrapping paper. Shoot. Forgot about those plans. That's fine. Alright. I need to remember that those plans are happening today. I keep forgetting. Do I have any sort of reminder? Let's double check this schedule. Calendar. Alert. 1 hour before. Second alert. Time to leave. Okay. I also have a reminder for later this afternoon that says, go get wrapping paper. Okay. Solve that problem. Alright, what was I doing last time? We have a few alerts, and then we're going to figure out what purple I need to mix. We have a 33-month resub from the Weil LP. 18 months from Chaz, who says, thanks Dewey Win for my ongoing sub gift. Thank you for making sure that Chaz always has a subscription. 26 months from Eliason89, 32 from Brina BX, and 33 from Fossix. Thank you all for resubs this morning. We're painting purple. I wish I had done a little bit more and labeled these a little bit more. But I can do this, because I started with Dogzine, didn't I? This is Dogzine. Oops, that's not how you spell that. Dioxane. And this was medium. And this was... I don't remember what these were, but that's fine. I believe this was like phthalo and cadmium, and this might have been alizarin and ultramarine, something like that. But today we're going to do primary magenta and primary cyan in 3 different ratios. And then I might do a little bit of touch up because like this light purple right here needs a second coat. Maybe it needs some white first and then a second coat. Because I can see the carbon line under that one because that's the one I messed up drawing. I did change the zoom because the zoom zooms in up there now so you can see it a little bit better instead of just the bottom part. The other thing I need to figure out is what I'm doing in the background around everything. It probably should also be purple, but whether it's light purple or medium purple or dark purple is really going to depend on everything else. So I kind of want to finish everything and then Photoshop some purples and see how I feel about it. Crescelium says, pretty nails. Thank you. I did them last night. Oh, I don't think you can see. You just get the glare. But it's 1 coat black with everything taco on them. Yeah, you're just getting the glare. That's fine. All right, let's start mixing some purples. I wanted them done for the party tonight, and I don't have every color in a nail polish, so doing holiday colors was out unless I did like silver. Ooh, I did that one too tight. That's fine, I'm gonna be using some of that. Vagabond says, so you're saying you do need more polish. What I need to do, Vagabond, is I need to line up all my colors in as close to rainbow order as I can get so I can see what I have and what I need. Because I thought about doing my nails in Packers colors a few years ago and I was like, oh, I don't have any green. And I still don't have any green. And the closest I have to gold is a gold flaky top coat. I have the gold flaky. So like that works if I had green, but I know a lot of the colors are like retired. There's colors I want that would fit really good, but they are retired. So I'm kind of like, well, now what do I do? Settle for a different green? Maybe. Maybe not a creme and get a hollow instead, or the opposite based on whatever color I'm missing. All right, where is my palette knife? Right there, hiding. So my goal is to make a purple that I don't have yet as a good base, because these are kind of the top ones for each of these are the bases for each one of my new colors. So I need to do the same thing here, but I'm just using a different red and a different blue to do so. And I can go slightly more, I think I'm gonna go slightly more blue to start with. And then we'll do something slightly more red, and then I'll aim for something more in the middle as my last one and see how far that gets us on filling in these spots. I can't tell. I am thankful I swatched all of these. I think I did really good nailing this first purple, because it's like not too blue that it's blue, but it's not too purple that it's purple. So it's a really good blue violet. pretty close to this. It's slightly more blue than that. I'll just make sure I don't put it next to it, I think. Was I? Reverse transparent. Was I mixing anything into this? I don't think I was. No. All right. This one will need a couple coats. I'm seeing it's pretty transparent. And I think I was trying to do like 3 of each color in different spots. We have 9 months from Lord Andy. Hello, good morning. All right, there's a lot of open over here, so I think I'm going to do this. Okay. And now we'll do a second color, not second color, a second layer. Yesterday, when Steven was streaming, I thought I could sketch out my Mudflap, the one I'm going to do with the snowdrops on it, because I have my little paper copy of it right next to my desk, and I was like, oh, that would be a smart thing to do. Productive. And then I painted my nails. I put a long introspective video on about Disco Elysium, and then I painted my nails. And that's what I did instead. Hey, you painted something. It counts. We have a 27-month resub from Charlotte Dante. Good morning. Personal day? Yay, you get to vibe with us. Yesterday was Thursday? Yeah, yesterday I actually went downtown and picked up the bike painting from the bike art show. So I have that back. So what I need to do is probably check with Dan to see what footage he needs next to make my next time lapse, so that I can get my next painting on eBay. You could aesthetically paint mud on the Mudflap, then you'd never know if it was clean or not. That's the play. flip it over and do that on the bottom, the part that's gonna actually get muddy. This is a really nice purple. I really like it, but it's also like slightly blue. Kita says, I painted mine a few weeks ago and I finally took the polish off this week, giving my nails a break before the next time. Yeah, I hadn't done mine in a while, like before Japan. Before moving, I think, because I was going to do them and then moving happened and I was like, I'm just going to chip them like crazy. And then I started breaking them like crazy, the whole moving thing. So, I didn't. And then we went to Japan. And I didn't want to have chipped polish for most of the trip. With, like, having to go to Kyoshi to get a polish remover and figure out what nail polish removers mean, or how to say it in Japanese, and ask for it. So I was like, I'll just not do them before Japan. Because I did that last time. I had done my nails right before the trip. And then on the trip I was like, oh shoot. Now they're bad. And it's upsetting. And I have no way to redo them unless I go into a salon. And I thought about going into a salon. Someone else I knew at the time who was on the trip went into a salon and had a little manicure. And I was like, I could do that, but I didn't really have the time. I just wanted the polish off. Okay, I'm also happy with this color. That's technically lighter. I'll just not paint it next to anything I just used. It is looking slightly more blue now that it's getting lighter, but I think that just means I need to, it'll be fine because it's all next to other purples. It's just the bluest of the purple. This one needs more light stuff, so I should leave that alone. Alright, how did I do this? 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. I did hear there was going to be another bike painting show. But I don't know if I want to do another canvas with another bike thing. So what I think I might do is I might enter my Mudflap that I do, the one with the snowdrops. Trust the purple. Which one did I do down here? Was it that one? No, it wasn't that one. It was that one. Dark, dark. One. Where did I paint this? That was it. It was that. So I need 2 down here. So I can do this one. And I need a third one. Maybe here. All right, that's enough of that purple. Now we need to make it lighter. And I do feel like everything on this is becoming very dark purple. I think I need to do a few more light colors. Let's see, I did 5 there, 4, 3, 2. Did I do 5 or did I just keep mixing it and swatching it? Because those are pretty similar. Shoot, I still have coffee. That looks really similar. I want that lighter. Should I turn on Animal Crossing New Horizon for the day? My heart wants to play Animal Crossing, but I know that once I turn it on, I'll be like, Radio Dread says, same, I get burnt out so fast. Yeah. In my heart, I want to, like, finish my island, because it was at some, like, midpoint. This is lighter. Maybe I could do 2 with this color. It takes a bit to get back, yeah. It does. That looks so much more blue. But in the grand scheme of the whole thing, I think it's going to be fine. We have 100 bits from Fire Goddess. Hello, Purple Party. I had to wash my bike the other day because it got real muddy and it was real cold. And it was not very much fun to wash when it was cold and rainy and wet. It's kind of miserable. Alright, I'm going to add more white to this, but I feel like it's getting too blue. Like, the blueness of it is standing out too much. So I think I'm going to add a pretty good amount of white to it and make it much lighter. And if I always don't like a color, I can mix up a different purple and paint over it. Even if I do a glaze layer, it'll just like tint it towards purple. It just means more work. Was that 2 or 3? 1, 2, I think that was 2. I might leave it at 2 with this color. Because like I said, it's getting a little blue. All right, let's zoom. We're getting there. Really, for real this time. Forgot to swatch that color. So yesterday we went to the dentist. And I very much disliked the dentist because I had a lot of work done on one tooth a handful of years ago by someone that was not very sympathetic to me not liking being there. So the dentist has always kind of been like, to me. And I think that's super common. The hygienist I have now, I really like her. She's been great. But the dentist is like, I don't want them to do anything. So thankfully I didn't need anything done. They were just like, hey, that one filling we're gonna keep an eye on. And the crown, which was the one that I had all the work done on, because I had broke the tooth, but they couldn't figure that out for like 6 months. I had broke it on a pearl inside of like a mussel or an oyster or whatever. So, that tooth has a lot of history. I think this is going to be the last ouch color for this one because, like I said, it's just looking more and more blue. And that is not what we want at all. All right, on to our next color. So now we're going to aim for something slightly more purple from this. And then we'll aim for something even more red afterwards. And then I can decide if I need more of a red-violet vibe or a blue-violet vibe or more of a center purple, like a halfway between the two, based on how the entire piece looks. We have a 32-month resub from Dishnet who says, ooh, purple. Is this for my biking buddy? It is. Mine, I was going to do mine as my test to make sure this all worked and that I could seal it and that it was fine. But getting back from Japan and like back into painting, mine is a lot more complicated in design. This is inspired heavily. It's more of a study, really, of a artist who has a piece in the North Carolina Museum of Art. And that's what he sent me for inspiration. He's like, hey, I really like this painting. Could you do something similar but in purple? I was like, yeah, I can do that. And getting back from Japan, it's essentially a paint by number. So that's what I'm doing. I think I've shown mine. Oh, this is what? I can't open this all the way. This is mine. Mine is going to have snowdrops and be Art Nouveau. I was doing a deco design, but I wasn't super happy with it. So what I need to do is draw mine full size on my paper copy so that I can use the carbon paper and trace it. And I think I'm gonna, if there is an art show in the spring, I'll enter mine because it's not a study. Also, he'll probably be using this. He probably could have used it this past weekend. There was 8 of us and we did 50 miles. And the last 15 or so, it was raining and cold. And so we were all getting wet and muddy. All right, this is more of a mid-purple, which is what I wanted for this next set of purples. It's still quite blue. I kind of want to go more into a different color. Let's add more red. Because I can always remix this color later if I feel like I need a purple in this particular hue. Yeah, this is better. Maybe a little bit more. My bangs are getting in my face. Okay, this is better. Oh, that's still quite blue. It's even bluer than this. All right, well, let's add more red to it. All right, what needs a dark color? Maybe here. And here. I painted that one very badly, but that's fine. It'll get cleaned up on my next little thing. And another dark color. Maybe here. Radio Dread, that's so much. $100 for a little trim, like 2 inches. Mine aren't that much, and she does a lot of like feathering, like to do my curtain bangs. Like she does a lot of that in my layers here. I was like, where was my last little bit of this purple? It's right here. We have a 32-month resub from Kit Collide. Good morning. Still painting purple. All right, I need more titanium whites. I also think I need to do more light colors. But this is a really good purple. Quality purple. This is still pretty dark, even though it looks pretty light on the palette. These tiny little inside squares are really hard to not put a ton of paint on them. So I paint in them and then I touch them to kind of flatten the paint. And it leaves a little bit of a fingerprint, but that's fine. Where was this? Oh yeah, tiny spot. It was easier to see when it was just a few, but now it's so many purples. Trying to figure out where I want to put these colors. keep things like kind of balanced. Because I have it there, and I was like, oh, well, I could put it here, but it's close to that. So I'm gonna put it down here. One, two. I think it's time for another one of the outside frames. Sometimes you paint a little bit outside of the lines and you have to clean it up. Next purple. We're still working through this mix, but getting it lighter. One, two, three. We have a 33-month resub from Bored Turtle. Good morning. I suppose it's not morning anymore. One, two, three. Okay, that color's done. Morning based on vibes, yeah. I can hear the rain outside, and it's just like, oh, just have a nice little fire going. That would be so great. All right, we're gonna do one more purple with this one, an even lighter one. Yeah, that's probably light enough. Evening here. It is 7 p.m. All right, that's our last purple for this one. I just did that, so we should do one here maybe? Here maybe? Here, I've decided. I'm not feeling super jazzed about this piece. Maybe I'll feel better about it when it's done. But like I said, I can always paint over something if I'm unhappy with it. Like if one of the purples is just not working. I haven't quite figured out which one in this bunch is the one that's causing problems visually. All right, well, that's it for this set. And now we're going to go even warmer. Sometimes I have bobby pins in here. I don't today. I would have pulled my bangs off to the side better. I don't know where the bobby pins went. Maybe they were before the move. So I still have some of this base purple here, the darkest from this set, without any titanium white, so I'm just going to add more primary magenta to that. I'm slowly running out of room on this palette. I had to pull up my bobby pins the other day for this exact reason. Oh, this might have been too much red. Well, let's finish mixing it. How do I feel about that? Like, this was too blue. This is the opposite problem. So we're gonna add just a little bit more cyan. Just a little bit. Now it doesn't look like that. That's better. It's a little bit like this, because it looks almost like this color. So I almost want to add even more red. We have a 16-month resub from Gaming Fan. Hello, good morning. Just gonna paint some white over this so that I can redo my swatch here. It's not a perfect cover, but it's going to at least be closer. Meanwhile, we'll paint this purple. All right, we have another dark color, so where should I put it? Here. And another dark color. I don't know if I like those two next to each other. Okay, time to mix up the lighter version of this color. and then wonder where I'm going to put it on this palette because it's full. It's interesting, when I get it to the Mudflap, it changes so much from the palette to the paper to the Mudflap. The texture, the color changes, or both? The color. The texture is fine. I think it's because the Mudflap is originally black and it's influencing it. Even though there's the white bonding primer on it, it's still kind of grayish. It's not paper white. I think that's what's happening. Where did it? Oh, it's this one. It's like, which one of these purples am I painting right now? Oh, I did 4 on this one. Oh well. There can be 4 of this color. Let's do another zoom. There's a few spots I think once they get filled in, especially with the frames, that it'll start to feel almost done. All right, I think I've exhausted all of the purples from this. So let's scoop this and do one of those. Take all the paint off the palette. Find where I put the paint sheet, and then be ready for a new color. I'm trying to make this flat because right now it's like really tacoed, like it's curling real bad. So I'm trying to fill in like some of these low pieces, so paint sheet can become more paint sheet. We'll take a short break. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to sit here and clean this palette. But we're going to take a painting break. And wish there was more coffee. But it's already past 12, which means there can be no more coffee in my day. And that's the saddest thing. I'll let that soak for a second. So some of these I think are just too similar. I also feel like everything is getting really desaturated. The most saturated colors I have are the Dogzine and the medium violet. Why not decaf? Because it doesn't taste as good. The decaf we have I don't like as much. Carbazole dioxine. what if I mix that with... Alizarin's not a pure pigment. It's very... What if I mix it with cadmium? Oh, wait, this is my cad key. Is Pyrrole pure? Yeah, Pyrrole's a pure pigment. So when something doesn't have a pure pigment in it, like this alizarin crimson hue, which has quinacridone magenta, quinacridone burnt orange, and phthalo green blue shade, what happens is when you start mixing like this red with other things, and because of the other pigments in it, it gets muddy and less saturated. So if I was mixing a new purple, I'm trying to keep as many other pigments out so it's not desaturating the purple I'm mixing. So what if I use Pyrrole? Is the vibe of this getting really blue or really red? I think it's at a good medium level right now. So I'm gonna mix these two and see how I feel about it. What other reds do I have? Oh, I have magenta. That's probably gonna be better because that's quinacridone alone and it's more of a CMYK color wheel. Let's try that. Vagabond says, I think it's leaning blue. Okay. Well, I'm going to take Doxine and quinacridone and put them together, and so that'll be more of a warm violet. So I am going to push it warmer. Could use a little more warm. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna try mixing these and I'm gonna see how I feel about it. I hope I have more violet. Maybe in my backup paint storage. We'll see. I forgot I had quinacridone. This is like a brand new tube as well, so. No wonder I forgot I had it. Oh, that's pretty. More. But not enough to become pink because we just had a pink. Because some of this felt very pink. And then I want to mix a little bit of titanium white so I can see the tint of it. Oh, that's not... Didn't mix that up all the way. That's pretty similar to the medium violet. What is medium violet? This with burnt umber. Okay. No wonder. So I either need to go somewhere between the two or even more magenta. Because right now I have it too close. I think I'm gonna lean a little bit more back towards purple. Yeah, that's not anything I have yet. Cool. We'll do that. This is new color. New color, it needs to be just a little bit lighter. Like just a little bit. Because otherwise it looks like black paint. New color just dropped. Sorry, color. Guess who's back from their haircut? All right, more purple. Where do I want to put this one? Frame? No. Maybe this frame. Hi. Your hair's shorter.
Do I look like a person again?
You looked like a person before.
That was debatable.
Can you stand behind the camera so I don't have to, like, spin really far? 1 second, let me finish painting this. Okay. Oh. I can't see.
This is what you asked for, was to stand behind the camera.
You look like a person again.
It's true. My barber was like, man, how long has it been? And I said, 8 weeks. He's like, this is crazy. He's like, you can grow hair. Holy cow. He's like, I'm having a hard time believing this was 8 weeks. And he'd stop talking about it, and then he'd get further in, he'd be like, this is wild. And I'm like, yeah, I've always been told my hair grows fast. He's like, yes. Wow. And I was like, I'm gonna not wait 8 weeks next time. I'm gonna come in 6 weeks. Because at 6 weeks, I was like, I was ready to have a haircut.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe at 5. That's the problem with this haircut thing. You gotta pay someone to get till your hair goes away, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess you don't. The argument is you don't have to. But if you want someone if you want it to look halfway decent without having to learn a new skill, you have to pay someone to do it. And the problem is, you get to decide how long you wait.
Yes.
And that's awful. Because, like, you could technically just wait a year. Think of all the money you would save.
Uh-huh.
But then think of how annoying it would be. It would be awful.
I mean, that is the beauty of my haircut, is...
Yes. Unfortunately, your hair is long and thin and will lay down.
Uh-huh.
And if my hair is as long as yours, I would have an afro that jutted out from my head 3 feet. I wouldn't be able to go anywhere. Because I wouldn't be able to fit through doors.
You can already barely fit through doors.
I know, this would make it impossible.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, it's Renee says it laid down eventually. It did. It did eventually. Eventually, it fell in on itself. Like, it collapsed on its own weight. So, and then the funny thing was the ponytail, eventually, like, there was, because it's so wavy and thick, the ponytail on its own was, like, jutting out from my head. So it was just, yeah. I don't want to go back.
Ever again?
Probably not. I might get old and cranky at some point and let it grow long. I don't know. Oh, I didn't tell them the dentist story. When I was at the dentist yesterday, there's just been a lot going on. When I was at the dentist yesterday, the hygienist was like, Steven, I'm not picking on you, but I noticed that you got some gray in your hair, and I'm about the same age as you, and I got gray too, and isn't that crazy? We're still young. And I was like, yeah, I started graying when I was 18. And she goes, oh, I said, so I've been at it a while. She goes, that just means you're wise. And I was like, that's what I choose to believe also. I said, I hope I go fully gray quick. Because then everyone will be like, he's so wise. And I'll say, that's right, you can tell. Because of how shiny my head is. Renee says, Mao, is this gentleman bothering you?
But Renee, he's so wise.
I'm so wise. I was thinking about it because I was standing in there at the counter while the receptionist was on the phone. So I was looking around and they have all this stuff to like color your hair. And I was like, man, I could come home with hair blonde again. And
Do you know how long that takes?
no,
Okay.
I assume 20 minutes. I assume everything takes 20 minutes.
You have to bleach out everything else first.
Well, I think the funny thing is, if I dyed my hair any color, the amount of time that would pass before the hair fully grew back in would be enough that when it came in, there would be like even more gray. So if I did that, the brown would just
Well, based on
disappear.
how fast your hair grows, as we've already established.
Yeah. Anyway, I like the gray. I'm just slowly becoming grandpa, and I'm into it. Also, so much purple.
That's the point. It's monochrome purple.
No, I didn't know what you were doing.
Monochrome purple.
Okay. Well, neat. There's a name for design like that. What is it?
Monochrome?
No. Like, not the colors, but the design.
Oh, there's an artist who paints this design, and this is basically a study.
Yeah, there's just a word for shapes. Like,
Geometric?
well, not that word, but there's some word. I can't remember what it is. And it's like when you do that sort of thing. I don't remember it now. It's fine. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Go where? You're leaving the house?
No, I'm gonna go from this room.
Okay.
So, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Anything?
I want to finish all of like the fill-in, everything with the background.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my goal for today.
Okay. If I close this door, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
I didn't know if it gets too hot in here.
I don't think so, based on how cold it is outside. Was it slippery?
No.
Oh, good.
I also went to Costco.
Oh, did you bring me anything?
There was only one thing we needed from Costco. It was
Okay.
allergy meds.
Is that all you got?
I also got contact solution
Oh, thank you.
because it was on sale.
And it was also on the list.
It was on the list and it was on sale, so I bought two because it doesn't go on sale super often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Are you playing music?
I am. I think it's just between songs or something.
Okay.
I need a tiny brush. Where's my tiny brush holder?
Well, I'm gonna
Go look at your haircut.
my hair gets cut in front of a mirror, so I saw it happen. He's so fast.
He's very fast.
He's so fast. Like, my haircut takes 10 minutes, I think. I think like 10 minutes. And that might be a little long. It might be like 8, which is great. I love that. And he said, I really appreciate you. He said, because I've been running behind 5 minutes all day. He's like, and now I'm back on schedule. I was like, you're welcome. I got you. My hair's easy and I don't care what it looks like. So just make me. When I sat down, he's like, so what do you want? I was like, just make me look like the person again. And he goes, okay. And then he did. Okay. I'm gonna close this because I'm gonna continue working on
Okay.
the eat video. So I gotta
Okay.
make noise.
Bye.
Right.
Have fun. All right, we have a 12-month resub from Rock. Thank you for hitting the year. I saw it earlier, but then Steven came in and was talking. All right, new color. More titanium white. I'm liking this purple a lot. It's great purple. Swatch the next one. And then we'll go paint some more purple up here. Here I've decided. This one feels weird too right now. This one needs a saturated lighter color. This is too close to that. Oh no, I painted on top of that. Is that my first done one? I think so. Let's zoom in on that. I think that is the first done one. That's all the way done. This one still has one left. I think I'm gonna do this frame. Jet says, why don't we change it up and instead of purple, we go purple? What if was purple? I was talking to this person and they were talking about how everything is purple, but not everything in their life, just on their bike. And I was talking about how when I buy clothes, I tend to buy blue or black. And then our bike shop came out with new shirts and everyone's like, oh, these are so cool. And they came in blue and black and green. So when I went to it and I bought a shirt, I bought the blue one. It's a really good shirt though. I think I need another layer of the last purple on something, and luckily I have just a little bit. We have a 21-month resub from Soph G. Hi, all lurking. I keep forgetting it's Friday, even though I'm painting, and painting is Friday mornings. I keep forgetting. The color right above the one I'm painting right now, I think it needed a second coat and I didn't do it. But it's also quite burgundy and I don't want it to really be burgundy. So it's probably one I'll repaint. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 left. Just makes me feel like I'm on a pirate ship. All right, that's it for this purple, I think. Did I do a swatch of that lightest one? I didn't. No, I think I'm gonna go... Do I want to go more blue now? Like, not this blue, because that's quite blue now here with everything else around it. I don't know. What can I use? Phthalo? Not green shade though, but phthalo blue shade? Or red shade, I mean? Yeah. See how that looks. I'm getting the feeling that this is going to be too blue, no matter what, because the base color is already quite blue. I might be able to do it. I I think it might be fine. And again, I'm going to lighten it to start because it's just way too dark. We're going to kind of start with more of this tone. I should do another frame. I'm just trying to figure out which one would look best. Maybe this one. I think this one should not have been dark. That's fine. We can just paint over it with a lighter color. Okay. Do I have to do another layer? Yeah. Just a little bit. Thank you, Fire Goddess. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 left now. I did not mix enough of this color. So we're going to be very careful. I don't think that one was different enough. Switch to tiny brush again. Next swatch. This one's too close to this. We have a 31-month resub from K Cranion. Good morning. Thank you for 31 months. And Dream says, do you ever miss teaching art or are you pretty content without it? There's some things I miss about it. Renee says, I imagine it's fun to be able to teach her Twitch students, us, without having to deal with school admin. Yeah, I mean, there's different things that are frustrating in teaching. Admin's one of them, can be one of them. Lately, I've been in a mood to just paint more. So I'm hoping that after the holidays, when things aren't as crazy, I can paint more. I'm also excited to like paint walls in my house. I was talking to a friend of mine and she's like, well, what are your thoughts on the house? Like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I'd really like to do either my office or bedroom or the front foyer I really don't like in the house. And I was like, the foyer is the only thing I really have like a solid plan for. And I was like, but that's not what I wanted to start with. But it is probably the easiest thing. And it is my least favorite part of the house. And she's, well, then maybe start with that. You know what you want to do. You hate it the most. I mean, it's really the only place in the house I don't like. And like, yeah, I want a screened-in porch, but that's not gonna be the first thing we do for sure. And it's like the only thing in the house I'm like, ugh, I don't like this. Because everything else is good. Do I need to do another layer of this? I think so. Switch back to tiny brush though. Let's see, I thought I did this up here for something. It was that one. One of the things I had done this year was apply for a residency. And because there were like 600 applicants and not 600 spots, I did not get it, so I'm not heartbroken over that. But I would like to do more work so that I have a better body of work to apply with in the future and for other residencies. I think that would be fun. The problem with the purples I'm doing right now is it doesn't work right here with this frame. So I have to do something entirely different there. No, I don't like that there at all. It's basically the same as the last one I did. Whoops. Let's just pop that in there. We'll just paint a little white over it. Maybe that'll be the next one, because it'll be lighter. We're kind of getting to this weird point where I need very specific purples, because then I don't want them to clash with the purples next to them. Because like I had done this purple, but it's too close. So I'm like, well, now what do I do? But that one looks pretty good right there. But I can take this and go over other things that I think are too similar in color or I'm unhappy about. Like this one is too pink, and there's another one right here that's basically the same pink. So I can do that and make it look less pink and also make it look less like the one next to it. Just do like a little glaze over it. Because some of these are starting to look very green. Let me zoom in. Like the frame of this one, this left piece up here, the outside part of that part's starting to look very green. Yeah, GTA time. I'm switching back to tiny brush. One, two, three, four left. And the background. And then whatever changes I want to make. We have 100 bits from Fire Goddess. Painting machine. You say that, but I feel like I'm just filling in a paint by number. I am making color decisions. So it is a little bit different. Did I swatch this purple? I didn't. Purple. But it feels very much like it to me. I should do this frame. The circles are starting to come together and it's influencing all of the purples. When they're all next to each other like this, like I said, they're starting to look way different. Like this frame is looking very green. Some of this in here is looking very pink or even slightly orange, which is fascinating from a color theory standpoint. Let me do this frame and then I'll zoom in. Actually, I'll just paint it zoomed in. It's the last frame, it's this one up here. And I'm going to paint it a very, very light violet color. You almost can't tell. It's so light. Am I painting the rest of the flap or just doing the circles? Slick Duke asks. I'm painting the rest of it. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet, like here. What I want to do is be able to finish all of the circles today and then take a photo and take it into Photoshop and then use a mask and see how everything looks. See what works best, because I'm not sure yet what I want to do. Okay, I have 2 left, and then I can make a few little changes if I want. So what do I want to do there? I think I'm gonna mix up a new purple. And I need more titanium white for that. That's ultramarine. That is not the color. I'm trying to make something that I haven't used yet. I think I was pretty successful in that. Yeah, I can use this color for that. It's different enough. I'm also gonna probably take this color and do a glaze with it on a few other things. I should use the bigger brush. Tiny brush is taking a while to fill that in. Okay, that is everything filled in. You can see where things are getting a little muddied. Like on the bottom section, the bottom left. I'll point it out once this brush is clean. Down here, it's getting a little muddied. There's a few colors that are too similar next to each other. So I'm gonna start by fixing that. And I want a little bit of gloss glazing liquid. Anybody watch FIFA World Cup? No. But there's some people I know getting together Sunday morning to watch F1. And there's gonna be breakfast tacos. And I'm like, oh, do I wanna drive all the way out there for breakfast tacos? Kind of. I think it's at like 8 a.m. for 90 minutes. It's like, how do I feel about that? I hear it's going to be interesting. I don't know anything about F1. Like, I know how racing works because I used to watch NASCAR with my dad. But I hear it's interesting. Like, what's happening right now. I painted that really bad. Let's clean that up. That helped. I don't know if it did exactly what I wanted. I messed it up again. Clean up brush. Yeah, because what happened here just now is, now it looks messy. And not pretty. It looks sloppy, like, the glaze is not solid. It looks like it needs a second coat is what it looks like. Because I'm seeing the streaks in it. That's better. All right, where else is it muddy? It's a little muddy up here. And like these two are a little muddy. We have a 33-month resub from Bardic Puppy. Hello. Close on my first house in Madison in 4 days and move there in 2 months. Wow. That is a lot to move. Like, if I'm remembering correctly, that's like not close for you. I never thought I'd be a Wisconsinite. My dad just sent me a video by Charlie Burnson. He's the guy from Sheboygan who does all of the Wisconsin videos and really like plays on the accent and like the culture. Anyway, my dad sent me a video of his about playing bar dice. And explains like shake of the day and captain and crew. See, now I just muddied up that one. Learned how to play bar dice when I went for a softball tourney. And what did I say was muddy up here? This? That's the same color. Don't paint that. I'm starting to not like this color because it's looking quite pink. So I think I need to make up a new purple that's more blue and then start to pull back some of this pink. I'm not excited for snow. Yeah, it's going to be a lot more than you're used to. Okay, let's push this a little bit more blue purple and less pink purple. What do I need? Dogzine. Dishnet says, agreed, the Midwest gets. Snow. I mean, Dishnet, you get lake effect, don't you? We sure do. Okay, I have some more purple. I need a little bit more white because I'm out again. And we're going to make a few of these spots less muddied and more purple. I just muddied this one up too. I was trying to clear it up, and now it is more muddy. So that means we have to change that one. This is going to be the frustrating part to me, I think. Because every time I'm like, I fixed that one that's next to that one, and then it isn't. It just messes up the one next to it. But I think that's part of how this technique or the thought behind this work goes, is you have to like think about that and then keep making adjustments until you're happy with it. Like this is looking super gray. And like, yeah, everything is purple, but it's not. The colors that are standing out to me most is things I don't like is this gray and this green. And like, even though this green is up here, it's not bothering me as much. Trying to figure out where I can place this because it's going to look the same as some of these other colors. The piece that this is inspired by uses all different colors. It's not monochromatic. And that's feeling a bit easier. It's like, oh. Because like I just started to put purple here, but I'm realizing it's too close to that frame in color. So if I push it a little bit more blue, but if I go like too blue, then it starts looking blue and not purple. Now that's muddy again. And like this one's looking brown now. This is wild. And there was no brown. I do want to repaint this one because this one is showing some of the carbon through it, and I see it in a few other little spots, but not as much. All right, I just want to mix up that last purple one more time. The one that's looking too... I can see the carbon through is what it is. And that's medium violet. And then I think we're good. Because my next thing is going to be to Photoshop and see what color background I want to do. I regret doing that last one. I'm gonna erase it. Shoot. Shouldn't have done that. Now I have to fix it. Shouldn't have touched it. I know better. Okay. What's happening is everything next to it is looking not correct anymore. Okay, I can live with that. All right, that's all the purple done. So all the purple is set, and we just need to do the background, and I'm gonna mess with that in Photoshop before I commit to a color. But it finally started working out with all of the colors starting to skew next to each other with the color theory of it, which was fascinating, but started to become frustrating at the end in a way I was not expecting. You've done a purple. All right, everyone. I need to go get some wrapping paper, and I think I have a meeting, and I think there's something else going on before I have a thing tonight. So let's start by doing this. And things that are coming up. Tonight, Steven is playing Donkey Kong Country Returns. Right, it's Returns. Trying to finish the last few levels. I think he's thinking about maybe playing Hades on Sunday. I don't remember. Did he reveal the game? I guess not. Guess I did. Oops. I didn't get a swatch there. Anyway, that's what he's doing tonight. Monday night will be more Ghost Trick. We're getting into the deep part of the plot, so it's exciting. And next week I think is generally pretty much the same. And next Friday I'll know what I'm doing on the background of this. And I should, by then, have my own sketched out on the actual Mudflap so that I can start painting mine. So I'm excited about that. Mine's going to be a little bit more painterly, a little bit more like I normally paint. So that will be fun to start filling in that. But I am going to draw it out first to make sure I'm happy with it. Especially with like the layout of the thing is so much more elongated than like my actual sketch had been back here. All right, I'm gonna start cleaning up and get all this paint off my hands. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me this morning while I finished this up. I will see you for sure Monday night for Ghost Trick. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thank you, Chaz, for corn dog.